Hey guys, it is a zero in, where are we? Silver City?
Silver City.
All right guys, we're zeroing in Silver City today. Thought we might just sit down and do a quick little hiker interview with 700 here. Hey.
Hello.
There he is. So not sure how long this series will go, if this will be the one-off or if we'll try and do this on every zero or whatever. Drop a comment, let me know how you like it. We'll get into it. Cool. So 700.
Hello, sir.
Tell us a little bit about yourself. Where are you from?
From San Diego. Did the PCT last year.
Cool.
For the CDT, shooting for that Triple Crown, AT next year.
Awesome,
Yeah.
awesome,
Yeah.
awesome. And I've already told 700 too, like on the AT, man, I'm right there. So definitely give me a shout and
Yes,
we'll
sir.
come out and get you some trail magic and all that.
Oh yeah.
Good stuff, good
Pizzas
stuff.
and beer.
So so how you liking CDT so far? Any big surprises or anything catch you off guard so far?
The desert on the CDT is the real desert. Like the PCT desert is kind of like not. Like this was the shocker for me coming out here on the desert. It was like, wow, this is real desert. There's no shade. It's barren out here.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah.
It's crazy. PCT's full of trees right from the start.
Really?
Even though you're in the desert.
See, I haven't been there, so I don't have a frame of reference for that.
Oh, it's nice compared to the desert out here.
Okay.
Out here it sucks.
But out here it's only like 80 miles.
Yeah,
and
it's just the first 100 or so.
Yeah.
Exactly. No, seriously. Yeah, I'm crossing my fingers we don't have any more of that later
Very
down
cool.
the road.
And I hope not. Geez, I guess the next thing we got is like the Great Divide, I think, is the other big sort of no man's land.
Okay, well.
But what about gear? Any sort of gear surprises? Anything that you're really proud of or so proud of so far?
I slept on the ground the first night because my mat got a hole in it.
Bummer.
That kind of sucked.
What kind of mat was it?
It is, I think it's called Pariah brand. It's a hiking brand. It's called the Recharge. It's a giant mat, 3 inches thick. It's 24 ounces heavy, but
Jeez.
I'm getting used to it. I gotta have the air just right for it to be comfy. I did the Thermarest last year, which was awesome, the Neo X Lite or whatever. I just was afraid it wasn't gonna make it this year. So
yeah. So what are you doing instead now?
I just brought that 3-inch, the heavier pad. I think it's Pariah is how it's called.
I don't know.
Prana.
Prana. Right. We were talking about that.
Okay, Prana.
Yeah.
I'm terrible. But at any rate, yeah, it was a cheap mat. It was like $60 for a 3-inch, super high R value, and I was like, oh, I'm just gonna. I don't care. Like I was saying before about the weight, I don't care. It's not a big deal. I know I'm gonna be in shape to carry an extra pound or two. So
Yeah.
it's quite a bit heavier, but I'm getting used to it. I need to put that seam, on your mat. I don't know if you did on your mat. You put a little seam sealer on top.
Yeah.
It makes it kind of tacky, so you don't slide so easily. I didn't realize how well that works.
Yeah.
I haven't done it to this mat. I need to do it. The Thermarest, I started with it that way, and I just didn't realize how well it worked.
Cool.
Because I need that back. So there's a tip right there.
Yeah. Hot take from 700.
So you're not sliding off your pad, right?
All right, well, let's see what else. Speaking of weird stuff, I don't know if your trail name, some people keep it a deep, dark secret. Do you feel like sharing the details of your trail name at all?
Yeah, so 700. The long is 700 milliliters because I hiked with the trail family on PCT. Every time we get to water source, everyone kind of asks like, hey, how much water are you taking to this water source? What are you taking? And I was always taking just 700. And some folks would be taking 4 liters, they just think I was nuts. I'm just really good. I drink my water at the water source. Some people want to drink all their water in between, and I just drink at the water source, and I don't really dawdle. And I start early usually too in the desert. That's the thing, don't be afraid to switch up your strategy.
Right.
Have that desert strategy, switch it up.
What was your, how much water were you drinking through the desert, do you know?
Probably around a gallon. Sometimes I was probably doing maybe 5 liters, 6 liters for the whole day. I actually don't know how much you guys were drinking comparatively, but
I was smashing like 2 gallons. I was like 8 liters a day or something like that, just absolutely like housing the water. But
you were leaving early too, right?
Yeah. I'd do like 4:15 alarm, on trail by 5:30, and
so I was getting on no later than 6 usually in the desert, but I was only hiking like 5 hours a day. I was only doing 15 miles a day.
Okay,
no
all right.
more.
Cool.
So in the middle of the day, I just would sit around and do nothing during the heat, and then at like 5 or 6 o'clock at night, like, oh, I needed 2 more miles or 3 more miles.
Exactly.
Go pick those up. So you're not drinking as much.
Yeah.
I didn't do any of the midday hiking. That's not for me.
Yeah, through the heat. I mean, there's no reason. Like, you can do those miles.
Yeah.
You can do those miles another time, and then there's no reason to be like, to be hiking through that madness. So, let's see what else. So, any particular parts of the CDT that you're looking forward to? I mean, I know we're like fewer than 200 miles in right now, so really I think I don't know. I don't want to lead you, give you any leading questions.
No, for sure. So my strategy, honestly, for the CDT was to really not look into a lot of it.
Yeah.
I honestly was looking like, well, obviously, you know, I need to know the first couple weeks and just kind of plan that way. I just used the app really to see mileages and stuff, but I didn't want to know. I wanted to be surprised. I wanted to see things for the first time. So I tried not to watch too many videos that had a lot of scenery or whatever. But I've just heard more than one time someone said like place X, Y, and Z. Oh my gosh, it's so amazing. Yeah. I don't even remember the names they're saying. I just know like I've got a lot of good fun stuff coming up that's gonna be. For sure. Yeah. But of course, the Glacier in Montana. Yeah. I knew that already.
So the last section of the trail is what you're looking forward
and stuff. Not even looking forward, but I recognize those names. And I know where they are. Yeah. A lot of the other names, I'm like, I don't even know where that is. But okay. You know.
Have you done much hiking out here in this sort of area at all, like through Colorado, New Mexico, Wyoming?
I've never been here. I've driven through these states, all the states, but I've never stopped and played.
Yeah, me too. I mean, I think I did a little bit of hiking on my buddy's sort of like bachelor party. We flew him out to Black Canyon at the Gunnison, west of the Rockies, and like southwest, just a little bit further west than we'll be going through Colorado. But even that was like a day hike through that, and then not much beyond that. So it's kind of been a new experience to see this environment.
So going back to your looking forward to question, I did have a friend that did the Colorado, and he did the PCT with me last year, and he was telling me
CT, the Colorado Trail.
Yeah. I think it's like maybe 300 or 400 miles or
something
crazy.
Yeah. Shorter than the Arizona Trail, I think. Shorter than Florida, but hard. Yeah.
But he was essentially telling me, he's like, you know, we saw animals on the PCT, but he's like, dude, when you get to Colorado, like, you're gonna see some wildlife.
Wow.
Like, it's going to be completely different than the PCT. So I'm looking forward to that. I mean, hopefully it's not grizzlies.
Yeah. So I was about to ask then, how about grizzlies? I mean, a lot of people like feel like maybe they want to see one, maybe they don't want to see one. Any particular?
I know I'm down to see one. I mean, I don't want to be a statistic. Like, sure. I got bear spray in Lordsburg for free out of the hiker box.
Yeah.
Found it. I'll take it. So I'm already carrying that. It doesn't really weigh much, but whatever. It's $60, you know. It's like,
well, and you were saying like, you know, if you're good with the weight, I mean, I feel like I take a page from the ultralighters, but my base weight is not an ultralight base weight, so
I'm gonna check. We got the scale.
Yeah, that's true enough. Yeah, there's a scale here. So.
I might do that tomorrow after breakfast. I know I'm under 15. Even, dude, I brought the Jetboil this year, which I didn't take last year. I was, you know, everything was individual and much lighter. Yeah. Brought the Jetboil instead.
Is that the Stash or one of the bigger ones, or?
It's from like 2015.
Okay, so definitely not the Stash
it's
then.
Probably the OG. Original.
Do you love it? I assume you love it if you brought it.
The thing with the Jetboil that I messed up on in 17 is I tried. Well, you know, you can't simmer in it and stuff, right? Yeah. And I did some things where I was like, oh, this kind of sucks. And I was always trying to wash it after every meal. I tried to wash it off because I was going to put my fuel in there and, you know, get everything cozy. I don't need to do that. And so, like last year with the toques, I never stored anything inside the toques. Yeah. And I never cleaned it afterwards, which made it so much easier. I didn't mind having mashed potatoes with breakfast in the morning. You know? Right. Who cares, you know? So anyways, I picked up the Jetboil because I'm like, well, I'm not going to do the whole storing stuff in, so I'm not going to be washing it every time. And then once a week, I go in when I have running water, and, you know, clean it up at wherever I end up. You know, I'll get a good clean. But and then the Jetboil, I'd forgotten how fast it boils water.
Wicked fast,
dude. The toques and the little burner and everything. It really brought me back.
This down for a second.
Yeah, I started.
Just for a video.
I started heating water like on the first couple days, and it's like, oh my gosh, it's not like the toques. It reminded me of like when AOL first, you know, dial-up, and you like go make coffee and breakfast to like get on the internet. Right. You know, it's like now I have like fiber with Jetboil. It's just boom. And I don't cook in it. I don't need to simmer. Everything happens with the boiled water, and that's it. You know, all the potatoes and everything. Very cool. The Nors, you don't need to simmer the Nors. I thought you did. Right. You can just boil and soak it even. Boil it, soak it. It's fine. So that was one thing, and I don't care the way the stove is with the Jetboil. I can leave it connected, so it's easier to store. The other one, I'm folding it up, trying to find that perfect spot, you know, wherever I'm going to store it. So I don't know. I just was like, and it's worked out. It's worked out. And if I decide in a month I don't like it, I won't even back myself into a corner. I'll just hit up home, send you the other ones, and I'll send this one back. It's, you know, pretty happy right now though. And it's bigger. I got too small of a toques.
So what about, so you say like you cook you cook in the morning as well? Do you do like just coffee, or do you do like
I'm using
hot oatmeal? Or
sometimes I'll even cook something warm in the middle of the day.
Wow.
Yeah, so I definitely do at least once a day, guaranteed.
Yeah.
But some mornings I wake up and I'm like, I'm just gonna have a bar.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna do oatmeal, or I'm not gonna eat anything.
Sure.
Just get on trail, you know. But then there's some mornings where it's kind of cold. I'm like, I'm about to have a breakfast essentials with a hot cocoa.
Yes.
You know. And
do you do any sort of like supplements or nutritional supplement? Like how much do you regard nutrition while you're on trail compared to just like smashing calories?
Yeah, I mean, you can't just live off sugar. I mean,
you
could just eat all candy, but it does start wearing on you. I mean, sugar's an inflammatory, you know, like that's counterintuitive to what we're doing out here. I did cut down on candy intake this year from last year.
Okay.
I definitely make a point to make sure I get the fruit leathers and stuff, and focus on not having 2 Snickers a day, only having 1.
Yeah.
You know, that kind of down.
Self-control, right?
Yeah, right.
So a little bit, not so much supplements or anything like that, just kind of minding the nutrition.
I do the little gummy men's 1 a day or whatever.
Okay,
I do a dose of the men's 1 a day. I started about halfway last year, and this year I started right away. I don't know if it made a difference or not, but one thing I always tell people with their breakfast essentials is they're a multivitamin.
Yeah, that's true.
It does have a lot of stuff, so it can really supplement.
And vitamin I, do you play with vitamin I at all? Or?
Tell me about it. I mean, not too...
ibuprofen?
Oh, no. I broke my tailbone at the end of last year, and I did the last 2 weeks on trail with a broken tailbone, dude. All the weight on my shoulders, because it hurt to even have the bag anywhere near there.
Wow,
But I got lucky because other people had the Tylenol ibuprofen mix.
Right.
And that was fine. You know, I took the standard dosage.
What was the story with the broken tailbone? Was that like a trail injury, or just like overuse, or?
Long or short story, I mean.
Let's go for like the medium. Yeah,
okay. Coming out of storms and stuff in Washington, you know, kind of hating life on trail, just having a fit. Who I'm hiking with, like, just we're just rah at each other.
Oh,
you
no.
know, like, rah, you know, at each other, and it was rainy and wet and there's big trees you got to get over where it's like a good 4-foot tree you're trying to climb up over, and I got on top and was rah, and I cracked my I mean, it was done. I mean, I could feel right away. Done.
Yeah.
And all the things we were bickering about, that all disappeared immediately, and then it was like, oh my gosh, are you okay? And that all melted away. And yeah, no, I wasn't. After about 10 minutes or so, it's like, yeah, this is definitely broken. This is not a bruised muscle or something. This is broken. And these other guys we were hiking with, Stoked and Right on Time, were behind me, and they had all the Tylenol, ibuprofen. I had none of that kind of stuff. So they hooked me up with a bunch of it.
So did you wind up getting off trail and going to the hospital or anything, or just kind of?
There's nothing they can do. That's the thing. I mean,
so just push on.
There's nothing they can do.
Jeez.
Yeah. So, and I mean, you are done. It's like we had just a week or 2 left. I can't remember exactly how many days what it was, but it was about 2 weeks. And just push through. I'm not quitting. Yeah. We're there. I'm there.
No, I hear you.
You know what I mean? Like, dang.
So about 200 miles from the end of the AT last year, I broke my left hand in 2 places. Yeah. Broke 2 bones in my left hand, and I hear you. Like, it's like, if you got to stop, you got to stop. But boy, at that point, like, you've learned how to push through a little bit. Yeah. And just kind of push on. Is it bothering you at all this year? Or
I still feel it. Yeah. I can flex it when I flex my glutes or whatever. Yeah, you can feel, because that's where it all connects there.
Yeah.
And it's already been over 6 months.
Jeez.
Yeah, it's pretty crazy.
All right.
I don't know why, because everything I read said it just heals itself, you know.
So aside from not breaking bones, which is certainly advice that I would have for any thru-hikers, I'm sure aspiring thru-hikers, advice that you would share. Any other pointers, heads up, any things that you've learned either on the PCT or just on the limited time so far in the CDT that you would care to share with folks who might be watching? Any pointers or tips, hacks?
Just the one I see the most is, you know, everyone has their way of like running their life and stuff, and planning's cool, and honestly you can be that super planner and you're gonna be fine, and you can also be the person that's just looking a few weeks ahead and you're gonna be fine too. Like, I think that was the main thing. I way over planned in 17, and you just realize you don't need to really do any of that. I mean, even right now we're about to go through the Gila, and I'm kind of a little nervous on my food carry, but there's so many highways. It's like, if I make a mistake, I'm just gonna hitch to reserve, or, you know, like, you'll be okay. So what, you spend a day hitching or something, like, I don't know, you know, like.
So the advice, just kind of go with it.
It can go either way. Like, really, I don't think anyone that's super planners are having much more of a different
True enough.
adventure from us, you know.
Yeah, good point.
So yeah, I would say like, don't worry, this is
All right.
easy, and the trail will always take care of you.
Yeah.
Every time you think
That's
like, seriously,
my inner
though,
superstition.
it does though. It's so crazy.
Yeah.
It's,
Cool.
Yeah.
Cool. Very cool. All right. Well, thanks so much. Any sort of social media, Instagram? I don't think you do the YouTube thing, but any of that you want to share? Or?
Yeah, the 700 milliliters. I got that on Instagram.
So
it's
700 milliliters.
Oh no, it's just spelled out all letters. 700 milliliters.
No underscores, no
One.
spaces.
Oof, I don't think so. Gosh,
Cool.
I'm kind of terrible with.
I got to give you a follow now. We'll figure it out, and I'll put it on the screen below or something.
Yeah. There we
Cool.
go.
700. Thanks so much, man.
Yeah, man.
Definitely appreciate you taking time.
Yeah, cool.
And we'll be seeing 700 down trail, I'm sure, in the next coming weeks, days, months, who knows, whatever.
Yeah.
Cool. Thanks, 700. Appreciate it. Let's see which way. That should be fine. Whatever. What's today's date? The 12th, 11th. I left all my inside. All right. Well, whatever. All right. Hey guys, it is 0